Welcome to the Igniting the CEO Within podcast, where we interview successful high-level professionals to discover lessons they've learned throughout their career that can help ignite that CEO within you. I'm Mark McFatridge, and I'll be your host for the next 15 minutes or so. Our show is sponsored by Quaid, a nationwide community of CEOs and entrepreneurs. Quaid has developed Launchpad, which offers an opportunity for CPA firms to form a CEO peer group practice for their clients and earn significant recurring advisory revenues. After completing the Launchpad program, you'll lead your own peer advisory circles, helping your client CEOs and entrepreneurs excel in their professional and personal lives while providing a community of accountability, challenge, and support. If you'd like to learn more, go to quaidcircle.com. Really excited about our show again today. Get the honor of hosting John Neal out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. John's the founder of the Neal Group. John, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, John, you've had a really amazing career. You've done a bunch of different things and branched out. You see a lot of people, you see a lot of companies, how they're run. You've seen the leaders of those groups. When you look at them, and you've seen probably some excellent leaders and maybe some not so excellent leaders, if you could identify maybe one or even two traits that separate excellent leaders from the average or not so good leaders, what would that be?
Well, I think one of the factors in being a leader is being able to hire a good team.
Mm.
And one of the things that we do here is we don't use the term staff.
Yeah.
We use team. Everybody's on the team, and I think you have to have different types of people on the team. I'm kind of an introvert. I have two people who are very extroverted, so it works out well. They balance. And in terms of what makes a good leader, from my personal experience, doing this since 1977, I think it's more of a hands-off. I will guide the team, but I'm not going to be micromanaging.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, I always tell this story. My daughter was in college and she was taking management for engineers or something like that. And they were talking about different management styles. And we were on the phone talking, and she's like, "Yeah, Dad, we learned about management styles this week, and you don't have a management style." And it's, I let people, I try and hire people who know what they're doing, and I let them do it.
Yeah. So to do that though, right? It takes some effort to identify who your company is, who you're going to serve, what your vision is, all that kind of stuff. Because for you to go out and hire a good team, you've got to have that definition of who you're going to serve, and then start to slot in those folks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody here knows kind of our mission and what we're trying to do and who we're trying to do it with.
Yeah.
We aren't for everybody.
Yeah, say more about that, because that's not easy, right? Like, and again, you said you've been doing this since 1977, but somebody who comes out of the gate to start a company, it can be pretty enticing to take anybody that will pay the bills, right? And
Right.
so, but that's not how you build a successful company, right? I think you've got to have that definition of who you could serve really well and kind of tighten that up. But I don't know how long in the process did that take you to figure out, or did you know it straight up front?
It's taken me 42 years. I started my own firm in 1984. And as you said, I mean, I basically was all things to all people.
Yeah.
For any price. And then you just get to a point where, I don't want to deal with this type of client. I don't want to deal with whatever, corner grocery stores.
Yeah.
So either you price the engagement high enough to make it worth your while, or you just say, I'm not going to do grocery stores. Yeah, I was reading a blog from a lady today who specializes out in California with people who have options and have 7-figure W-2s and stuff like that. And she says, my minimum fee is $15,000 and I make no apologies for it.
Yeah.
If people want to work with me, great.
Yeah. How does that funnel down through your organization too? Because you may have somebody that loves corner grocery stores, for example, or whatever, or has an expertise there. How refining do you get to that point, or do you lean back on that topic, or that strategy of I hire good people and I get out of their way and let them do their thing? Is how much of that is coming from you or your leadership team to kind of define what type of customer base you're going to serve?
I think it's a mutual decision, if you will. Yeah, I like doing taxes. Uh, there's another CPA in my office who has been in the insurance world for a long time as a CFO. She doesn't like doing taxes that much. She likes doing more of the CFO type, setting up systems and procedures and
Hmm.
uh, getting the processes down smoothly so that clients know where their books are and can grow their business. But she's adapted to doing tax returns. So so we don't. I mean, we specialize in some industries and we have some kind of separation of duties, but I still consider us kind of a generalist, but a boutique CPA firm.
Sure. Sure. But you're setting the strategy up front of, hey, look, here's a minimum profit level that we need per client, or here's, the type of the folks that we're going to
Right.
serve.
Exactly.
Let's start to slot people in that have those capabilities, those expertise to solve those and fit those and run that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at one point we were up to, I think, 12 people on the team. Now we have 4 and we're making more money and everybody's happy.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about that as you have these groups of teammates that are coming in and they're filling specific roles. How much energy do you take in helping them understand what their role is in within the organization, or do they just pick it up naturally by following through? Do you go out of your way to sit down and say, hey, look, here's your role and here's why this is important and this is what it's going to allow us to do and that type of thing?
Uh, I do not go out of my way. Uh, I have uh, my style is more. I'll explain it to you. Go do it. I forget what the saying is. Do one, learn one, do one, teach one, or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, I'm more of a, you know, here's what we did last year. Here's some things to watch out for.
Hmm.
Go do it, and I'll
Yeah.
check up on you later.
Yeah. Here's the timeline we're trying to hit.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah.
Yeah. That
And some
seems.
people can handle that, and some people can't, and the people that can't are gone.
Yeah. Well, like you said, and I mean, we talked about it as a client base, right? Not you're not for everybody, and I'm sure
Right.
that's fine from an employer standpoint too, right?
Yeah.
And that probably helps in your recruiting too, to be able to say, hey, you need to know this is our environment, this is our culture, this is how we go about things. We're gonna go about it this way, and if you fit, that's great, and you're gonna be rewarded for it and compensated for it, and everybody's going to be happy. If this is uncomfortable, you might think about something else.
Yeah. Yeah. We, another funny story that we have, we had a heck of a time hiring for our front desk reception area. And I found out later that the joke with a lot of our clients, we used to have a beta fish up on the fireplace mantle that would last maybe 90 to 120 days. And the joke was, who's going to last longer, the person at the front desk or the beta fish? But now the Brittany, who we have, uh, she's our director of first impressions. She's been with me 15 years.
That's great. How many beta fish has she gone through in those 15 years?
We stopped the beta fish a while ago.
Oh, that's great. Uh, so, so you've seen some changes in the industry over your since 1977. I'm sure. What's been one of the biggest things that you've seen that's been either challenging for you, or one of maybe it's just one of the biggest changes that you've seen over that time?
I think one of the biggest changes is a current change, and that's the adoption or adaption of artificial intelligence to doing a lot of the tasks, if you will.
Yeah,
Um, we are not alpha adapters, so we kind of sit back and see what other people are doing before we jump in. But a lot of the things that are doing, it's great. We just instituted an application for all of our QuickBooks users where we can contact them in en masse. We can make adjustments en masse, and it's worked out splendidly.
uh-huh.
So I think that's the application of artificial intelligence to the more or the less complex kind of repetitive uh, things that we do is going to take on like wildfire.
Yeah. I think that's interesting because I agree with you. In the accounting industry, you almost have a challenge if you're not careful of becoming a commodity, right?
Right.
Because of artificial intelligence and because of the access to information that people have today that they didn't 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever it is. And so how do you combat that? Because if you become a commodity, that starts to shrink your margins and what you can charge, because people can just walk down the street and do something different, or
Yeah.
engage their own AI. How do you start to differentiate yourself and become that true trusted advisor that people don't think of it that way?
Well, before I decided to become a CPA, I was going to be a music teacher.
Okay.
So, what we do that I think a lot of, well, I know that a lot of other CPAs and accountants don't do because we get their clients is we try and educate our clients and give them advice um, so that they understand what's going on and not just, hey, here's your tax return, you owe the IRS, you're getting money back. But we talk about, hey, you just had a kid, have you signed up for the dependent care benefit plan at your employer so that you can save $2,000 instead of 500? You really should have a retirement plan. Is a Roth IRA a good option for you? How do you do a Roth conversion? So we give more advice, and we're more proactive and communicate more with our clients than a lot of other ones do, I think. Yeah. I remember one client that we picked up from somebody else. He's like, "You've been in my office more in the last 2 months than my prior CPA has been in 5 years." It's like, yeah, we like to go out to our clients and see what they're doing, and See if something triggers our thinking, and hey, what would happen if you move this over here or did this instead of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, that certainly will help set you apart for sure. All
And
right,
yeah, and
John.
AI and TurboTax don't do that.
Yeah, right. Not yet. Right. John, this has been great. One of the things that we're trying to do with this is just kind of break things down into 15-minute segments and share some leadership knowledge. And I've started ending a lot of these episodes with the question of, if you think back to your 21-year-old self, what is one thing that you've learned over the course of your career that you wish your 21-year-old self would have known at that time?
I think know your value and um, price accordingly, if you will.
Uh-huh.
I don't do $150 tax returns anymore.
Yeah. 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 I once read something that said, if you're not just a little bit embarrassed about what you're charging, you're not charging enough.
Yeah. When I've heard kind of a corollary, it's stand in the mirror and say the price is $3,000 until you don't laugh.
I like it. I like it. John, this has been great. Thanks for taking some time and sharing some leadership nuggets with our audience. I really appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Oh, we did it one more time. We found another set of insights into leadership and opportunities to help you grow. As a reminder, Igniting the CEO Within is sponsored by Quaid, a nationwide community of CEOs and entrepreneurs. Quaid has created Launchpad, which provides an opportunity for CPA firms to establish a CEO peer group practice and earn significant recurring advisory revenues. To find out more, visit us at quaidcircle.com. Until next time, keep igniting that CEO within you. I'm Mark McFatridge. Thanks for listening.